I'm Helen and I'm here today with Luke from Hilton House Medical, and we're speaking to you today from our Hilton House Insight Series, which is going to be discussing all things health, but in particular today we're going to be looking at summer skin health. Since quite sort of unseasonally we've been getting a lot of sun in the UK.
Well, we are slowly edging into summer. Slowly but surely, we're dragging ourselves into summer.
Yeah.
So I've gone away and done some research on all things sunburn, skin health, sun cream, all that good stuff while we're all going away on holiday.
How to protect ourselves.
I mean, this is something I've always had to deal with being fair skin and ginger, but really it should apply to most people.
Yeah.
I think some people think they're immune from the sun.
No.
No one is.
It doesn't matter what your skin colour is, to be honest.
Yeah. So I suppose we'll jump straight in. So why are we talking about sun protection? Why does it matter? Because sunburn isn't just a temporary sort of thing. It is lasting skin damage.
Yes.
There's a direct link between your skin health and skin damage and skin cancer, and your risk of that. And also, even if you're not going away, even if you stay in the UK, you can still get burned.
Oh yeah.
You can still get burned even if it's cloudy outside, even if it doesn't necessarily feel that warm. You're still at risk of this stuff.
Yeah, even if you're in the car and maybe you've been sat in traffic for quite a while, you can still feel the sun on your side of your face.
Yeah, absolutely. We spoke it might have been the last episode or the episode before about I'd gone to an art gallery and they had all these things. Like you could see the skin damage on the certain side of truckers' faces who were near the window.
I remember.
So some of the biggest myths about sun protection. A tan protects you. This is false. Okay. This is totally false. A tan is a sign of skin damage. It isn't necessarily. I mean, people talk about having a healthy tan and whatnot, but it's still damage to your skin at the end of the day, and you're still going to see the effects of that. Increased risk of skin cancer, advanced aging.
Yes.
I know it looks nice. I get that. I wish I could tan, but just because it looks nice doesn't actually mean it's good for you. Not to say don't go and ever get a tan, but just be mindful,
Yeah, I think it applies a lot to people which we'll go on to in a little bit further on, but it's wearing the right SPF.
Yeah.
I've known it now where I've been on holiday and some people used to use some kind of oil with SPF 8.
Yeah.
And really, really loved the sun.
Yeah.
And would always come, I'd be the one that come back from holiday and still look the same. Whereas, a lot of people around me would come back and you could tell they'd definitely been away.
Really, really tanned. But, just think you'll look younger than they will.
Hopefully that's the plan.
So there you go.
That's the plan.
So what times is the sun the most dangerous? In the UK, peak UV is generally between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's from March to October. So that really, March to October is the time when you really need to be thinking about it. Over winter, not so much really. Maybe if it's a really, really sunny day, you might have to worry about it, but otherwise, it's not so much of a factor. And if the weather report is saying that it's a UV index 3 or higher, then you need some sort of sun protection applied. So you can find that out either on a weather app or maybe on your smartwatch or your smartphone. And there's loads of places to find out that information in your local area, what the UV index is. And even casual exposure. So walking, like you say, driving, getting the sun through the window, sitting outside, all of it adds up. So again, it's just being mindful of how much time you're spending in the sun. Really, you should be taking breaks, trying to find shade as much as possible. It's all just being mindful of what the environment's like, what's going on, planning for your day, taking some sun protection with you.
That also applies to all our friends and members of family, etc., that are suffering with hay fever this time of year.
Yes.
If they're looking on a weather app that can also tell them about the pollen.
Yeah, the pollen count.
And how high it is, etc.
Yeah.
So it's always useful going on there for that as well as this.
So how to protect yourself properly. We've sort of talked about some of these things already, but it's not just sun cream. Like we said, shade during the peak hours, which again, that's from 11 till 3 in the UK.
Yeah.
Clothing, which is, I think, fairly obvious. Long sleeves, hats, just trying not to expose as much skin as possible. And
bit different when you go abroad, though, isn't it?
It is a little bit different. But like for me, I go on holiday in 2 days.
You do?
I go off to sunny Fuerteventura, and I am taking quite a few long sleeve t-shirts, but they're very breathable material.
Yeah.
You know, very
like
thin.
Linen, something like that.
Super thin materials. So just to cover my arms up, because I don't like putting sun cream on. I don't know many people that do, to be honest.
There's different types of sunscreen now, though.
Yeah,
water-resistant ones that are just a spray.
Yeah, I like those ones. So there's the spray that's like see-through.
Yes.
And it's not like a horrible thick cream. I can't stand that stuff. So I go with the spray, and that does tend to work for me.
Yeah, it's much better. It's better for little ones as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stood there and having sun cream slathered all over them.
No, you don't. So yeah, clothing, and also sunglasses that have proper UV protection. So you know, the sunglasses you'll find in like Tesco and maybe the petrol pump shop.
Cheap and cheerful shops.
Yeah, the cheap and cheerful shops, maybe they don't have the right UV protection on them. If they're quite cheap sunglasses, some will. But it is important to have a look and make sure that the sunglasses have proper UV protection, so that you're protecting the area around your eyes and your eyes as well.
And did you know that people with lighter coloured eyes are more sensitive to the weather conditions that are out there, like the sun?
Yeah, I did. I'd only heard that recently. I didn't know about that before, but yeah. Right, sunscreen. What people get wrong. For proper protection, you want a minimum SPF of 30. Minimum. Me, red hair, pale skin, I'm 50 all the way. Yeah. Anything less than 50, I ain't going to touch it.
I tend to flip between the two, 50 and 30.
Right.
But every day I apply SPF. And my daughter does as well. And she's only young.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree.
That's good.
That's got to be on. No, I don't think it should be anything less than 30.
No. We were talking before we started filming about UVB, because I'd heard of UVB, but I hadn't really seen it used on the sun cream. And as you were saying, it is something to look out for. So we had a look, and that SPF, that's what covers the UVB. So you don't need to specifically see UVB. As long as it has an SPF number, that's your UVB covered. Okay. For UVA, you want at least a 4-star rating for UVA. But I'm pretty sure most of them now are 5 stars, if I'm not mistaken. The vast majority of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, a couple of things to look out for there. Most people do not apply enough. So you need roughly 6 to 8 teaspoons for your full body.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
No idea what that even looks like, to be honest. 6 to 8 teaspoons. That's
especially
a really.
If it's a spray. I mean, you just spray it everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really difficult sort of metric to try and imagine. I think as long as you've got a healthy amount, all over your skin, because people do miss areas. Ears, neck, scalp, nose,
back of the neck,
back of your knees. That's always one that I forget, and then that tends to be a really painful area if it burns, because it's always moving, increasing, and stretching. And this I didn't know, but reapplying. So reapplying your sunscreen, it's recommended to do every 2 hours minimum.
I knew that, actually.
I didn't know that.
I think that's because I've got children.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue. So I will be bearing that in mind when I jet off.
Yeah. And also what we should mention while we're on this topic is heat stroke.
Yes.
And that can be awful.
Yes.
And also the prickly heat on your skin as well. That's a nasty, itchy skin condition that unfortunately the sun aggravates it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And heat stroke, it can really ruin your holiday.
Yes. Yes, it
headaches,
can.
sweats,
Yeah.
dehydration, and just feeling genuinely unwell.
I think for heat stroke in particular, a lot of people tend to get heat stroke if they've been out in the sun and they've been consuming alcohol. I think it makes you way more susceptible because you're just not concentrating on how long you've been in the sun. You've had a few beers or a few wines, time starts to pass, you don't realise. All cocktails, frozen margaritas. I know someone who has Baileys at midday. I think that's gross, but you know,
Baileys at midday?
Baileys in a hot country.
As long as it's got loads of ice, but I suppose it wouldn't last. It wouldn't hang around long, would it?
It's anything creamy. Any creamy drink. Ooh.
So you don't like a pina colada?
That's not quite as creamy. It's not quite as creamy.
No, I suppose not, but I love it. That's what holidays are about.
I'm sure there's a song about if you like drinking pina colada.
Yeah, there is.
So,
no,
I like this subheading here, important reality check.
Okay.
Sunscreen is not a free pass to stay in the sun longer.
No.
Just because you've got sunscreen on does not mean that you're invincible.
No.
Still, try and stay in the shade. Try and take breaks. If you are in the sun, try and take breaks and get out of it. Take a parasol or an umbrella with you wherever you're going. You know, just be mindful of it.
If you're intending to sit poolside and read a book and then fall asleep, make sure there's an umbrella above you.
Yeah.
Falling asleep in the sun. I've known lots of people who've woke up with really bad sunburn.
I know lots of people who wake up and they've had their hand on the chest.
Yeah.
And then they wake up and they see
they've
the
got a white
tan line.
handprint.
It's like, well, you did this to yourself, buddy. You know, we're all going to laugh about it. So next up, water and sun exposure. Now, this is what gets me because I'm in the water a lot when I'm on holiday. I'm always in the pool. I'm always in the sea. The water reflects the UV rays. So that sun that's bouncing down off the surface of the water is bouncing straight up at your face and it's like getting double dosed. It's terrible, really bad.
Okay.
And because the water is keeping you cool, you don't notice it.
No.
You don't notice you're burning at all. And the UV can penetrate through the water. So just because your shoulders are under the waterline does not mean you're not getting hit by the UV rays. You're still going to burn. And again, with sunscreen, I know there's sunscreens that are water resistant. Resistant does not mean that they are impenetrable. It's still, the water is going to affect how well that sunscreen is protecting you. And you need to reapply after swimming, if you've been sweating a lot, and if you've toweled yourself dry, you need to reapply sunscreen. Really, the rule, once you've come out the water, reapply the sunscreen. And I think really, if you're in the water for, an hour or more, you should come out and just take a minute to reapply.
Yeah.
The higher risk groups, again, I think this is kind of obvious. Children burn faster than adults, just younger skin, I suppose. And again, at that age, the long-term damage risk is greater. Just again, it's newer skin. It's not it's not worn in, if you will.
Well, that's it. People think that your skin needs to toughen up to the sun. I mean, I've seen cases before where somebody has got sunburn and they think the quickest way to kind of mend that sunburn is to get back out in the sun. And actually, no, it should be straight out of the sun, covered up and let your skin heal.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's all in the desire to have a suntan.
Wild. I think if I've ever burned, just sticking loads of aloe vera on, getting out the sun, and just, you've got to wait it out, unfortunately. I don't actually think there's much you can do to speed up the recovery process other than, even the aloe vera. I think it makes it more bearable, but I don't actually think it makes
cools
it heal
the skin,
quicker.
the aloe vera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Babies under 6 months, keep out of direct sun. Yeah. Again, I think that's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
They're little, they're fragile. Don't drop them. Don't put them in the sun.
Keeping a bonnet on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can buy special children's skin suits that have got UVA protection in them built into it. Yeah, that protects them.
That's cool. I'm looking at. Not that I've got any kids to buy it for, but I'm just curious. And then other people who are at higher risk, we've said some of these already, but fair skin, freckles, and light eyes. That's me.
And me.
Have you got freckles?
I've got one. I've got one about here.
All right, well, you can be included then.
Okay.
We'll let you into the group. If you've got lots of moles, it tends to be that moles, not always, but a lot of times that is a sign of skin damage. If you're coming up with lots of moles, really you want to be speaking to a doctor about that if you are noticing that you're coming up with lots of new moles. But even if you have lots of moles since you were born, you are just at higher risk. It's just the way your skin is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And if you've got a family history of skin cancer, which again kind of makes sense, really.
Yeah. Be extra vigilant.
Yeah.
If you've got a family history.
Totally.
I bet.
Vitamin D balance, because this is a tricky one. We tell people get outside and get some vitamin D, but then if you go outside, it's like, well, hang on, I'm going to get vitamin D from the sun, but everyone's telling me I shouldn't be in the sun. Exactly. So what do? Is it vitamin D or is it sun cream?
I think I would say, well, obviously with that, yes, we do need the vitamin D. Make sure you've got your SPF on, but also, like we've mentioned earlier on, take breaks in the sun. Don't be sat out there all morning or all afternoon. If you break it up in the day, then you're giving your skin a break.
Yeah.
Which is, people tend to break for lunch, don't they? Something like that.
If you're going out and about, if you're out and about for like 30 minutes on a walk and you're in and out of the sun and shade, it's probably going to be enough to get you daily. I think people overestimate how much you have to be outside for your vitamin D. A 20-minute walk does it, even on a cloudy day. 20-minute walk, you really don't need to be outside that much.
No.
But then a lot of people just, like sort of me on an average basis, unless I'm going out somewhere, I go from home to work and then from work maybe to the gym and then from the gym home. I don't really step foot outside properly. Yeah. So it doesn't take much to get your fill of vitamin D. Don't go chasing the sun because you think you need vitamin D. If you just get outdoors and focus on shade and whatnot, you'll get your fill.
Yeah.
Again, we've talked about some of these, but red flags to watch out for: new moles or any growths on the skin. That is a bad sign.
Yeah.
Go and get it checked out.
Absolutely.
Any changes in size, shape, or colour to existing moles. Again, bad sign. Just get it checked out. These things could always be nothing, but it's always better to get it checked. As it says, early detection equals a far easier treatment, and you give yourself better odds of good things coming instead of bad things.
Like we're always saying here, be the advocate for your own health.
Yeah.
So yes, everybody knows their own body inside out, and if you think something's not right, something doesn't look right, doesn't feel right, then you must seek medical attention. Just
absolutely,
to check that it's not going to progress into something nasty.
Yeah, and at the opposite side of that, if you just think it's nothing, you're taking a big risk. You are taking a big risk. You think, it's this mole's got slightly bigger, but it's no major issue. Yeah. You don't know that until you've got it checked. You can't say for certain. So, we'd always recommend getting these things seen by either your NHS GP or by us here at Hilton House Medical. A quick mention, again, we were talking about this just before you came.
We were.
Sunbeds.
Yeah.
They're not safer than the sun. They work in pretty much the exact same way. They give off the same light rays that we're telling you to be careful of. It's the same UVB and UVA. And they're actually more intense.
Yes, that's the thing I don't think people realise. Yeah. It is more intense than the sun.
Yeah. So sunbeds aren't good for you. Full stop.
No.
They're just not.
And that's when we're going back to that message of the sun is good for us because it's got vitamin D, but this is sort of like artificial, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, again, for your vitamin D, if you go out for a half an hour walk just outside, that's enough. You don't need to be sat in a sunbed. To be honest, I've never been on a sunbed, obviously. But I don't know how long you spend in there. How does it work?
Well, it was a long time ago.
Right,
but I think it's about 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
But I do know people who do longer than that.
And it just isn't good for you. They aren't good for you. I'm sorry to tell you, all those people that love them.
Yeah.
But hey, if you know they're not good for you, you can choose to continue using them.
Everyone has a choice.
It's up to you.
You know, we can. You know, we just point out the good and the bad and the ugly.
Yeah. I like a beer every now and again. They're not good for me. No one's going to argue that they're good for me. But you know, sometimes you just do things that you enjoy doing.
Everything in a bit of moderation.
Yeah, as long as you know the risks.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, some beds have been linked to skin cancer and premature aging.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, so I can't look at this now because I think you're going to lead this quiz.
No, you're leading the quiz.
Well, you know all the answers.
Well, true. All right then. Yeah.
Come on, it'll be more interesting. And I always lead the quiz. I want to answer sometimes. So yeah, here we go. Helen's going to run the quiz.
A drama queen about it. He wants to do it. Right. Okay then. Welcome to the quiz, Luke.
Thank you.
Today it's all about skin health. Would you believe?
Wow. What do I win?
Let's see how much of this you actually know. Okay. Question 1. Which SPF should you be using at a minimum? Is it A, SPF 15, B, SPF 20, C, SPF 30, or D, SPF 50?
Now, when you say which SPF should I be using as a minimum, do you mean me specifically or the general population?
This is just general.
General, okay. I'm going to lock in 30 SPF.
Ka-ching, that's right.
Thank you.
And that's as a minimum, even in England, when you look out of your window and you think, the sun's not really out today, you should be putting it on.
Yep.
Because the weather could change, or you know, it could break through those clouds, and you should be having it on your skin to protect yourself.
Yep.
Okay, question 2. How often should you reapply sunscreen? Is it A, once in the morning, B, every 4 hours, C, every 2 hours, or D, only after swimming?
C, every 2 hours.
Correct.
Hey.
You're going to do really well on your holiday, aren't you?
Well, the proof will be when I come back and we either film a video or I say, I'm too red, we can't.
Yeah.
It's going to make me look terrible.
Yeah, so you're right, it is every 2 hours.
Awesome.
Plus after water exposure.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, question 3. When is the sun strongest in the UK? Is it between 9 a.m. and midday, or 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., or C, 1 p.m. till 6 p.m., or all day equally?
I think, you say 11 till 3
yes.
would be? I think it's that one.
Correct, it is 11 till 3.
You'd think I'd just read these.
That never crossed my mind. Okay, so question 4 is true or false.
Okay.
You can't get sunburn on a cloudy day.
You can't get sunburn on a cloudy day. That is false.
Correct. Absolutely. And this is what we're saying about on a cloudy day, still wear your SPF.
Yep. Yeah. Even if you can't see the sun, that doesn't mean that the UV is not coming through the clouds. It's not like normal light. You can't see it. So yeah,
exactly.
Be careful.
And question 5,
which I think is the last one.
Yeah, I think it is. Which of these is a warning sign to get checked? Is it A, a mole staying the same, B, a mole changing shape or colour, C, freckles appearing in summer, or D, dry skin?
B.
Absolutely.
B.
A mole changing shape or colour.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd say depending on how dry your skin's getting, maybe you should get that checked out as well. But general dry skin should be fine.
Actually, there's another question here.
Is there? Oh.
There is.
Not looking.
What's the biggest mistake people make with sunscreen? Is it A, using too high SPF? B, not applying enough? C, wearing it indoors? Or D, applying too often?
B, not enough.
Exactly. Exactly. In fact, I think if you just take your face, for example, it's, it's kind of like a 10p piece size that you've got to put on your face.
Right, okay.
And a lot of people don't do that because they think they're going to have a white cast on their face.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of these sunscreens are well adapted now. So some of them are just clear when you put them on, so you won't have that nasty white cast.
Yeah, I think it's uncomfortable as well. That's what I don't like putting sun cream on. Not because I've got like white on my face, but because it feels greasy and nasty, and it starts getting in your eyes, and you feel all your clothes sticking, and it's not fun, but it's worth it.
I think that's why people do tend to get sunburn, because they're having such a good time, can't be bothered with putting that sunscreen on. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And it's so important.
Yeah, it is. Right, well, that's everything that we've got for skin health and summer. So hopefully you are going to go away and look after yourselves. Are you going anywhere this year? You going on?
I'm hoping to be away in July.
No? Anywhere in particular?
Maybe Lanzarote, I'm not sure.
Very nice. Very nice.
But I'm a bit like you, so I'm the one sat by the pool, hat, massive hat, sunglasses, sun cream on. I'd love to have olive skin and just have a beautiful tan all year round, but that's not the case. So I am very mindful of keeping myself, because straight away I'll go red.
Straight away. Yeah, I've never tanned in my life.
I do tan. I don't. But I have to go. It's a process.
Well, be careful, because as we've learned, a tan is not good for you.
Are you wearing SPF today?
Moving on. News of this week. That's it. I should not be throwing stones from this glass house. So some news stories of the week. The first one, it's not a good story, unfortunately. We're living longer, but we're not living healthier. Healthy life expectancy in the UK has dropped by around 2 years, now sitting just under 61.
Oh, wow.
So in case you're not sure what that is, you've got life expectancy, what age you're going to live to in total. And then there's healthy life expectancy, which from what I can understand is the how many years you're going to live without any major health concerns or diseases or anything like that. We're now sitting at just under 61. So on average, people live 61 years until their health starts to go downhill. Right. The UK now ranks 20th out of 21 other comparable countries.
Wow.
So it's not great.
No.
The thing is, people are living longer. Life expectancy is always sort of, I think every now and again it might dip ever so slightly, but on average, we're living longer every year. But you're spending more years of that in poor health. Yeah. Which no one wants to do.
No, exactly. You want to take control of your health and, be well in your later years.
Yeah. 100%.
So putting the work in now and being mindful of your health.
Yep.
And not leaving it to chance.
No, absolutely. Making it a priority today will make life much more enjoyable in the future, and you can worry less about your health in the future compared to other people who maybe have gone, I'm going to live forever, and then they reach 61 years old and it all starts going downhill. So a lot of people already are doing
health practices. So they might be doing some yoga in the week,
Mm-hmm.
which is keeping themselves supple so that in later years they might not struggle so much with getting around and things like that. So it makes sense to me that one of the things as well is getting in front of your doctor and finding out exactly where your health is at this present time, and is there anything you can do now before you get into your senior years, because it will be harder to manage it in your senior years. You know, how many people in the senior years you might suffer a heart attack and you recover from that, and then you get yourself on this health kick, but you can't be running marathons.
No, and
you know,
you're forever then, you know, if a heart attack occurs, you're forever on the medications. You'll be forever on, I think, statins. You'd have to then just take forever. I'm trying to think, my dad had a heart attack a few years ago, and he's now, it's lifelong medications. It's never, you know, he's never quite been as fit as he was before. I'm sure he would agree.
So it's restrictive in that way,
totally.
isn't it?
And so it's not about, you know, we'd rather prevent a heart attack in the first place than have one happen and then have to recover. For some people, unfortunately, I know this might sound terrible, but it's inevitable. Heart attacks will affect some people out there, just because some people are, you know, genetically more predisposed to these things.
Family history.
But again, if you've got a family history of it, you should really be focusing on doing everything you can to prevent it from happening. And
I would just like to point out as well that I think we all know somebody out there who, to us, look like the picture of health, and they're doing all the right things. But we've known of cases here where people have come in and actually had a blood test, let's say, and then found out they've got high cholesterol or high blood pressure, that really needs attention. But to look at them, you would think they haven't got any kind of problems, and the patient themselves hasn't commented.
So what are the main drivers of the reduced healthy life expectancy? They're saying that it's things like obesity, which in the UK we are, you know, we're not great on that. Mental health, poverty and housing, and an ongoing impact from COVID. The main thing to look at is that currently there's up to a 20 years difference in healthy life between the richest and poorest areas of the UK. Which is a huge discrepancy.
It is. It very much is a postcode lottery, isn't it?
It
shouldn't be like that.
No.
We always hear in the news all the time certain waiting lists are higher in other areas of the country and lower in others. It shouldn't be like that.
No, it shouldn't. So that's the first story out of the way. Story number 2. This one isn't quite as negative. It might sound like it at first, but there are some things to talk about here. So you may have heard of a company called UK Biobank. You heard of Biobank before?
No.
I had heard of it years ago and then totally forgotten about it. And then when I saw the word, I went, oh, I remember that. So UK, I don't know if it's UK Biobank or it's just Biobank, I can't remember. But they store health data for volunteers. So you can volunteer to go onto Biobank and you can input all your details, and they'll ask you, I think they ask you some questions, and you can put in some of your medical history and things like that. And it's a really useful database for researchers and analysts to use to try and spot health trends, to try and help cure diseases. It's a really valuable tool. So please don't think we're going to be knocking Biobank here, because we're not.
No.
Because it is a fantastic tool, but there are some things to be mindful of. This has been brought about by health data from 500,000 UK volunteers, so 500,000, was briefly listed for sale online. Now, the data was anonymised, so there's no names, date of births, addresses, nothing like that. But still, there is personal health information that, you know, is out there. But this wasn't due to a hack. It's not like someone's broken into the database. This is a misuse by researchers. So researchers have, you know, got this information from Biobank, and then they've just not used it in the correct way, unfortunately. They've been a bit naughty. More than a bit. So it's all now been sorted. The data has been taken off. I think it was listed for sale on Alibaba or AliExpress, one of these websites where it's a bit like Temu.
Yeah.
So it was listed for sale on there. But the UK worked with the Chinese government, got it all taken down, and it's all been sorted. But we're just talking about it because I think it's really important to be careful about who and where you're sharing your personal information.
And in this case, it's medical.
Yes.
Isn't it? It's your medical information.
It is. Now, thank goodness it's Biobank and not some other company, because I'm sure some other company, it wouldn't have been anonymised, or they could have found out more information. But the way Biobank operate, luckily, the information can't be traced back to you.
Okay.
But yeah, I just thought we'd talk about it because in the digital age that we're now in, you'd be surprised how much of your personal information is out there online.
Yeah.
And, if you are going to places to have medical procedures done, or you're taking part in some volunteer research work, most of it's going to be fine. But it's just always, being vigilant, making sure that does everything look normal here? There's no one trying to scam me. There's no one trying to take information I'm not happy with.
Yes.
It's another avenue. Everyone's aware of all the telephone scams, even though they still get a lot of people every year. But people know to be vigilant about this stuff. Whereas I think in a health setting, I think some people can still be a little bit too trusting, and you just need to be aware
I agree.
of what you're sharing with people. So yeah.
And we have talked in the past, haven't we, in terms of ourselves here at Hilton, and there are other practices out there as well who have CQC registration, and that allows us to hold this information.
Yes.
But you're certainly protected by that as
a
consumer.
So, if you are regulated by the CQC, there is guidance within the CQC about things like GDPR and data handling. If you see that badge, usually it is a pretty good sign of authenticity of a place.
Yes.
But again, just be wary. That's all.
Absolutely.
I thought I would bring that up. And also, please don't be put off by going to Biobank and using their service and helping to volunteer there. Once again, it's a super valuable resource for medical professionals.
It's crucial for research, isn't it?
Absolutely crucial.
Yes.
That's why I had heard of it before, because it's massive. But yeah, just be wary.
Absolutely.
And then finally, I thought this is a really nice story, and I think it's really interesting.
Amazing.
Yes. So, a 6-year-old girl in the UK, I think, I haven't actually put where she was from, but I'm pretty sure it was down in Surrey, has had life-changing improvements to her vision after an NHS gene therapy treatment.
Wow.
So, I'll read some of this. She inherited a condition called Leber's congenital amaurosis. This condition affects the retina and prevents the eye from producing a key protein needed for vision. Children are often born with very limited sight, especially in low light, and many go on to lose their vision completely over time. From memory, when I was doing my research, I think they said by about 30, she would have been unable to see.
Gosh.
So the treatment is called Luxturna, Luxturna. It's a one-off gene therapy, so it's one and done. You don't have to keep going back to the hospital to have it done. And doctors inject a healthy copy of a faulty gene directly into the retina.
Oh, that sounds a bit gruesome.
A bit, yeah. I'm always a bit funny when it comes to things going in people's eyes.
Yeah.
But if it's going to restore your vision,
well, yes,
it's got to be done.
You have to weigh things up, don't you?
I'm almost certain there would have been some anaesthetic involved. So
you would hope so.
Yes, I'm sure there was. And yet the aim is just to restore the eye's ability to process light signals properly.
Okay.
So it's interesting because everything's there with this condition. Everything is there in your eyes to see. It's just that your body doesn't know what to do with the ingredients. So you've got everything there, and it's like having a Lego set with no instructions. You've got all the blocks, but you don't really know how to make, the car out of them. You've just got these raw materials, and this gene is pretty much the instructions. So it allows the eye to start, creating the right proteins and putting it in the right places and making all this good stuff happen. This treatment doesn't manage symptoms. It targets the genetic cause itself. And the results were pretty dramatic. Huge improvement in low light and night vision. That's what they were saying, is that the condition during the daytime, it's like having really bad eyesight, but at nighttime, it's almost like blindness. Low light really, these people really struggle who have got this condition.
So if you needed to get up and visit the bathroom in the night,
totally. Even if you've got a little night light, it might not be enough light to really be able to see what's going on around you. A huge improvement, better overall vision, and the child was able to do things that they previously couldn't do, like moving around confidently in the dark. There is a... Go on, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say, so does it repair it forever? Is it permanent?
Yes, yeah. It isn't perfect. It isn't a cure. And it's one of these where the younger you do the treatment, the better the effects are.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like, to a point, while it'll improve the vision, the damage has kind of been done. So it's not like it's better than stopping it, because it is reversing some of the damage and it's making the sight better, but it's never going to be perfect. But it should be, good enough to at least function. And any improvement in these sort of things is always a good.
Absolutely.
It's always a good thing.
Absolutely.
So I also found this really interesting. The reason why it works better with younger patients as well is because your brain has still got a lot of these electro pathways that are used for your vision.
Yeah.
Whereas as your vision goes, those pathways in your brain aren't being used, and so eventually they just stop working. We talk about where you have to use your brain, you have to train it in order to keep your mental function.
Yeah.
And it's the same sort of thing here. If I shut my eyes for the next 20 years and then open them again, I might not be able to see like I ever could before, because my brain's forgotten how to process visual info, because you're not using those pathways. So that's because the pathways are sort of still young and developing. That's why the treatment is better in younger patients. Like we said, it's not a complete cure though. It doesn't restore perfect vision, and it only works for specific genetic mutations. But overall, it's fantastic. Look at what we can do.
Exactly.
So, that was amazing.
So medicine's just progressing all the time, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. One day.
Who knows?
Hopefully in all our lifetimes, a cure will be found for cancer.
Yeah. Cure for all sorts. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That is everything that I've got for today.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time and hopping on to this link.
This video.
This video and hearing about everything to do with summer skin health. As always, we'd like you to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about anything we've discussed today, please put them on the comments. We'd love to hear from you. But I think as of now, I think we're signing off for today, and we'll be back with you again soon.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks again.
Bye.